One of the unintended consequences of hyperintelligence and being well read is a subtle level of narcissism. In the Maxims of Ptah-hotep, written during the Fifth Dynasty under the pharaoh Jakaré, in the Maxims, one of the Maxims says, "Do not be puffed up off knowledge, but to confer with the ignorant and to sit with the wise." In the book of Corinthians as well, there's a verse that warns about being too full of yourself because of what you know. I recently saw an interview with David Banner, and David Banner was speaking to the host. And David Banner said that he would tell her certain things, but the things that he knows that she's not or the world is not ready for. And therefore, he's going to keep it to himself. And he told the host there's certain things that she should keep to herself as well. Learning is perennial. You're always going to be expanding your intellect and cultivating your acumen. But the problem with people like David Banner, the problem with people like Killer Mike and people like Bill Maher is that I've seen it happen when people get to a certain level where they perceive their intellect and their knowledge as being superior to others. They start to have this smug approach to disseminating information. They start to believe their own hype. And that's dangerous because you put yourself in a prison where you believe you can no longer learn. You put yourself in a prison where you can't gain insight from others because you walk into a room with a pompous air. You're pedantic in your understanding and how you engage with other people. Therefore, you limit your own growth. Outside of all other disciplines, I find this problem specifically with the study of African American history and African history is that people don't just study this information to disseminate it to others. People don't just study this information in order to help the community and to make this information and this knowledge communal. Oftentimes, we use this information to one up one another. Oftentimes, we use this information to put ourselves above other people. We take on pompous titles. We believe that we almost kind of have this innate superiority over our peers because maybe we read a book or two that they didn't. I like Dr. John Henry Clarke. I revered him, but he said a quote that I hate. He said in a lecture hall one time, Dr. John Henry Clarke said, "I only debate my equals, all others I teach." And at the moment, I thought that was something cool to say. But what makes that problematic is that everybody has something to teach you. People that you may not suspect, people that may not have read a single book can still have something to teach you. And I think one of the problems with the Black community specifically is that whenever we gain a little bit of knowledge, the first thing to do is to try to be condescending to others.